Hi, this is Nick Henning. I am from the Fusion, Washington, D.C. campus, and I am making this video to express my interest in participating in the curriculum development program over the summer. I am interested in aligning standards for topics in both math and economics. Math, I would do any courses ranging from Math 7, Math 8, Pre-Algebra, Algebra 2, would be probably the best classes for me to do alignments in, as I've taught those the most, and economics is certainly a strong suit of mine as well. I am interested in participating in this curriculum project for a variety of reasons. I've been a teacher for a couple of years even prior to working at Fusion, and curriculum building has always been something that I've really loved. I teach topics in history and math and other social sciences, economics and government, and so on and so forth. And so building classes has always been one of the parts of this job that I love the most. And I would love to see Fusion continue to develop those resources for new teachers. And so that was why I was very excited to see that this curriculum opportunity was popping up. Another question that you guys had posed was the question of how do I work best? I am what I describe myself as a rise to the occasion kind of worker. I love to solve problems that are put in front of me and work to meet those. And so one thing that I have really loved about my experience at Fusion as a teacher in general is that I have, a good quantity of students, and I basically know what I need to do for each of them and make each of their classes work. And so in something like curriculum building, I like having a specific set of goals. This is what I'm working towards, or more accurately, probably backwards working from when you're doing curriculum development. And that is something that I excel at, is I have a task and I want to meet that task. So my tendency in that is I create a structure for myself, and then I make a plan. Another aspect of something that you guys mentioned asking about was due dates. I am a personal due date builder myself. My current kind of system for preparing for classes at Fusion is that I do not leave school on a Friday prior to having all my classes planned through Friday of the next week. And that way I keep myself on top of all the kinds of different courses that I teach. And so I like to have that kind of regimen for myself, and I make that schedule. So keeping in line with due dates is something that's perfectly great for me. In terms of dealing with feedback, I, of course, like any person, love to develop and learn and become better at what it is that I do. And so I think that with curriculum, one person building it is problematic anyway, and that is supposed to be a team effort where someone looks and says, hey, this thing actually seems kind of weird. Can you maybe change this? Or I looking at this, I know how to teach Algebra 2, and I have no idea what you just gave us as an opportunity for something to build out of. So that kind of feedback is almost essential in curriculum development and resource development. So that sounds like something that is both natural and perfect. In terms of my summer planning time, I know that I am pretty busy for the remainder of May with classes. I do have 2 vacations planned, 3 short days in June, and then a week right at the end of July, the very last week of July. So I would be aiming to finish by the 3rd week of July with all the curriculum development for the timeline that you guys have planned out. I have a very, very low course load at the end of June and the beginning part of the first few weeks of July, and so I know that there's a lot of time that I have in there. I'm sure that I can meet any deadlines at the beginning couple weeks, but I know that would be the time that I would be the busiest as well, just in conflicting with other Fusion classes, in addition to the 3 days that I will be gone, the 14th, 15th, and 16th of June. Other relevant topics to mention about myself, I have built already a class at Fusion. I had a student who really, really loved economics, and she thought that that's what she wanted to go on and study in college. And she asked if she could do an elective. And so I basically built an intermediate economics class entirely myself. Fusion didn't have any of the records for it. And that was fantastic. It was a really great experience. I loved doing that with her. The other thing that I did really kind of uniquely is the big history course, which there is a curriculum for. It's not a Fusion created curriculum, but I used that curriculum with another student, something that no one at the school has taught before, and I hadn't taught before, which was a pretty exciting experience to kind of work along. And that's another course that actually doesn't have any standards associated with it. And so I kind of had to define for myself and for the student what sort of the standards were that we were reaching in a course that is basically multidisciplinary. And the main thing that we seemed to focus on in that was analyzing and then writing, right? As kind of the way of fusing science and history and sort of almost more like theological kind of discussions that went in with that. So I hope that gives you a good idea of what I'm interested in and who I am as a worker. I would love to hear back from you guys. Please let me know if you have any questions, and thank you so much for this opportunity. Have a great day.